Hi everyone, Cendril here, and welcome to the 4-year anniversary video for the channel. It has been a crazy year with lots of stuff that has happened, and I always like to, during these anniversary videos, take the time to look back and see what all happened in the past year, because it's easy to forget some of the earlier Let's Plays that happened, and some of the just milestones that the channel hit throughout the year. And I don't have any special video or anything to show because it's been really busy lately. And I'll be going into that as well. And you'll want to stay tuned if, oh, Cendril, I know what happened in the past year and I remember all of it because I have a really good memory. You all know I don't. But you want to stay tuned after I go over all of this, because I'm going to be going over some of the projects I'm going to be doing that I have planned for later on this year, and just some goals and things I have in mind as well. So why don't we go ahead and get started. There were a few Let's Plays that were going on before and transitioned into last year, that were going on the year before. And one of those was Cthulhu Saves the World and Cthulhu's Angels. I had so much fun with that Let's Play. If you haven't checked that one out, all of these, if you haven't checked these out that I'm going over, you really should, especially Cthulhu Saves the World and Cthulhu's Angels. It was a lot of laughs, it was a lot of fun, it's just really nice to play. If you haven't played those, they're pretty short RPGs, but they're also really cheap. They're done by Zeboyd Games, and they are really well done. Cthulhu Saves the World is the base story. Cthulhu's Angels you unlock after you beat the base story, and it changes quite a bit of things up, and it's a lot of fun. I had just a blast with it, and I think a lot of people that watched it had a ton of fun with it too. The other Let's Play that was going on around that time, during the channel anniversary last year, was Command & Conquer Red Alert 3. Again, a game that I have a ton of fun with. It's it's a real-time strategy game. The acting in it is just great. It makes me smile every time, and the gameplay is really solid too. It's just another one of those games that I had a ton of fun with. So we really started off the new year with some really fun Let's Plays, and then of course, the way we kick off every new year here on the channel is with the Breath of Fire game, and we played Breath of Fire 3, which many people consider to be the best Breath of Fire in the entire series. And it's extremely good, and I probably agree. Although you all know what's going to be kicking off this year. That will be Breath of Fire 4, which I really enjoy, so look forward to that. But speaking of Breath of Fire 3, the dragon system of that one is the best. It's top notch. It's so much fun to play. And that's how we started off the year. And then we went into Bookworm Adventures 2. After Bookworm Adventures, a lot of people like that. A lot of people are still watching Bookworm Adventures 1, the first one, and are watching Bookworm Adventures 2 even to today. Like, I still get a lot of comments on Bookworm Adventures 1 and 2, which is really cool. We played Bookworm Adventures 2 and continued our journey with Lex. After that, for the next Let's Play, I played just a pretty short game, kind of goofy, really indie, and that's Magic Maker, where you make your own magic spells. I have to admit, I had a lot of fun with it, even though I struggled quite a bit at the beginning. But I was really glad I played it. It was something that I would like to try to do more on the channel, and that's something that I saw as I was from that point, that playing, I have these really, really long projects, especially right now, what's going on right now. I have some really long projects, so it's nice to have some shorter projects in there as well. And Magic Maker was one of those. It was less than 20 videos, but it was a lot of fun. It was fun making my own spells and going through the really just crazy story of what happened. Not as short was the sequel to Evoland 2. Let's see, what was it? I can't remember exactly the the full title of Evoland 2. But it was, I'm close in my mind, but I can't remember exactly what it was. But it was a lot of fun. It was had quite a bit more in it than the first Evoland. Although there are parts of the first Evoland I like better, which was kind of transitioning through the time periods. You do that too in Evoland 2, but it was a much lengthier Let's Play than I was expecting. I expected it to be just a little longer than Evoland 1, but they really put a lot into it, and I had a lot of fun with it. So that was a really good Let's Play there. We had some Viewer's Choice videos as well, and I'll be getting to Viewer's Choice later on, but I hope that all of you that participated in the picking the Viewer's Choice videos really enjoyed it, whether your game won or not. And one of those Viewer's Choices was the next Let's Play on the channel, which was Scribblenauts Unlimited. And this game really fit the channel. It was pretty light, but we still had a lot of fun. I think the very cool thing about Scribblenauts Unlimited is that you could have fun with it no matter what age you are. Because you can take things from an adult standpoint or from a kid standpoint and just tackle problems in a variety of different ways. And it was fun to travel with Maxwell to save his sister Lily. I really enjoyed the story. It was funny. It was serious but still light at the end. It was a little serious but pretty much light all the way through. It was just a lot of fun. And again, the atmosphere and everything that Scribblenauts Unlimited had, just the setting, the atmosphere, it all really fit the channel. It fit the channel extremely well. And those of you that voted it felt the same way. And we even saw Starlight help Lily out at the end of that. Then I played another Command & Conquer game, because this was requested quite a bit, and that was Command & Conquer... I'm blanking out. See, I had this all worked out. Generals, there we go. I knew I wouldn't be able to get through all of this without messing up, so there's that. We have fun here. But Command & Conquer Generals, I didn't like it as much as Red Alert 3, just because I like the kind of over-the-top nature of Red Alert 3. It just, I laughed more at it, and I just had more fun with it. That's not to say that Generals was a bad game. It was actually a really good game, and I can see the appeal to that series. It's a shame that Command & Conquer really doesn't do much anymore. I don't know what the last Command & Conquer game was, but I know I haven't heard of one in a while, and it just seems like that's a series all in all that's sadly gone, whether it's Red Alert or it's the main Command & Conquer series, which I know ended. I don't know if they could reboot that somehow, sometime. Even Generals. There's just not much from Command & Conquer. But the games that are out there are pretty fun, and I was really enjoyed playing Generals, though I must admit not as much as Red Alert 3. And hopefully sometime I'll get to show off some more of the Command & Conquer universe and show off some more of those games. I still haven't played any from the main series, which is pretty good for the most part. Especially the first game. I like the first game a lot. Around that time, the channel hit a really big milestone, and we hit 1,000 subscribers, which was really exciting for me to have 4-digit subscribers. I'm hoping that the channel grows much more throughout the next year, but we'll get to that too. But for the 1,000 subscriber milestone, I played a game that I really enjoy and play a game that one of my close friends here in town has been wanting me to play, and that's Legend of Dragoon. Chances are he never sat down and watched it because that's just how he is. But I did play Legend of Dragoon. The story is kind of all over the place when it comes to Legend of Dragoon, and there's a lot of mixed feelings about it, but I feel like it was one of those cult classics in the PlayStation 1 era that if you really sat down and played Legend of Dragoon, I think you have really fond memories about it. And I did too. And playing through it again, those didn't change. It wasn't just all nostalgia. The combat system in Legend of Dragoon is fantastic. It's very engaging. It was ahead of its time, really. You see its type of combat system where it's turn-based, but then you have some action button presses during the combat to boost your moves. You see that in a lot of RPGs now, but Legend of Dragoon really was ahead of its time with that. And it just plays really well. The combat is fun, it's engaging because of that, doing the moves, upgrading your combos into different ones, and then learning the rhythm for those combos. It really is a lot of fun. Even though the story just kind of gets weird after a while, and there's just a lot of stuff going on, but the combat is top-notch. I'd love to see another Legend of Dragoon done these days. I think it could be a ton of fun, because you can take all the good stuff from Legend of Dragoon and then put it into a super compelling story, adding more into the combat. I think there's a lot that you could take from Legend of Dragoon and do a lot with it. Then we traveled to the world of, I guess, Lunar. I can't remember where exactly it is. I guess it is the world of Lunar. But anyway, we played Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete. This game was highly requested. If I remember right, it was another viewer's choice game was Lunar 2. But I was hesitant going into Lunar 2. I didn't remember liking it very much. And that's maybe because I really enjoyed the first one with Alex. He's just a favorite character of mine. And I just really didn't remember, all the characters from Lunar 1 I really liked. But playing through Lunar 2 again, I started off just, a little, not salty to it, but just a little skeptical of everybody saying, oh man, this one's great too. But by the end of it, you all were right. It's a very good game, and one that I had a lot of problems recording, but I learned a lot from Lunar 2. How to change some different things, trying to get it to work, changing some sound. It was a really big struggle for me to record, but I learned a lot from it, and all of you seem to really enjoy going through Lunar 2 again with our hero. And I really didn't give the game enough credit. There's a lot of good stuff in Lunar 2. I think I still like Lunar 1 more, just because, again, I really like Alex. But Lunar 2 is definitely a really, really good RPG, and one worth playing for sure. And that was a really, really interesting time, because you all were like, play Lunar 2. You don't remember it as well as you think you do. It's better than you remember it. And that's one of the beauties of going back and playing some of these old games on the channel. That's why I love doing it. Because some of them I remember really well, or I remember really liking them, and then they're not as good as I remember, because I can go back and really critique it and be like, wait a minute, this isn't as well as I remember it. But it's much more fun when I take a game that don't really like this game, but then play through it again, either through a viewer's choice or one of you, say, hey, you really should play this. You played this one, play the sequel, and when I play through it again, hey, this is much better than I remember it. And that's always a joy. That's why I think it's really important to be able to go back and play through old games again. And it's something I love doing on the channel for that reason. And the other reason I love doing it is for some of you younger viewers that don't know these games. And you can see, one, how far games have progressed, and two, just how some of the classics really do live up to this day. And how either revolutionary they were, or just how well built they are, that they stand the test of time. Speaking of standing the test of time, I played a Mario game. And it's the first of a new series that I came out with, which was called the Shooting Star series, which I am still doing. One of them just finished, which would be Go Home Dinosaurs. And the very first one we did of this series, which for those of you that don't know what the Shooting Star series is I talked this with a great friend of mine, Sajin. Some of you may know her from comments or on the streams that I do now, is that we were talking about it to have some shorter, like I talked about earlier, having some shorter series. Because there are a lot of games I want to play, but they're really short. And I like my Let's Plays to be longer. Well, it's like, well, why don't you start a new series and just for these short games? And so we batted the idea around, and I came up with this, which was the Shooting Star series, which are short games that are going to be about a dozen episodes or less, that are just really fun games still, though. And the first one I did was Super Mario 2, 6 Golden Coins. And I really enjoy that game. I played it a ton as a kid on my Game Boy. A ton. And I play it all the time. And while my skills aren't as good as they were with it, I got through with relatively little deaths. I really enjoyed doing that. And I don't know how many of you enjoyed it. Also, I did a lot of things with the editing, such as using some pictures to like keep track of progress on the sidebars. That was really fun. I really enjoyed doing that, and I want to do more things like that in the future when I can. And I actually used this technique in a later Let's Play as well to, I think, an even greater effect, and I was really proud of that. But it's only 4 videos long. If you haven't checked out the first Shooting Star series, which was Super Mario 2, check it out. It's a very, like I said, it's a very short series. You could binge watch it in about probably 2 hours, because each episode is probably around 30 minutes. It's just a quick series you can get through really fast, but I had a lot of fun with it, and that really kicked off this new series that I really do want to do more with. The next Let's Play I did was one that has been batted around a lot. People either really like it or people really hate it for whatever reason. But I really liked it, and that is Undertale. I played it completely blind because everybody said that is how you should play the game. You should play it completely blind. I said, okay. I looked up absolutely nothing about Undertale, which is how my blind Let's Plays are. But, sometimes I know a little bit more. I know what kind of game it is. I know mechanics. I know things like that. But people said, look up absolutely nothing and just play it. And people had asked me for a while before I did that Let's Play, hey, you should play Undertale. Hey, you should play Undertale. Hey, you should play Undertale. And I kept getting asked about it. And so I said, fine, I'll play Undertale. So, I think it was gifted to me by somebody. And if it was, I apologize for not remembering that. And that's something I'll go into later as well, gifting games. But I ended up playing Undertale, and I really enjoyed it. You all hit the nail on the head. Was like, this game is perfect for the channel. It's great for the channel. It really fits with the channel, especially with the way that I play. And it really did. There was a lot of emotional moments for me during the Let's Play. Not just because of the story, but how some of the characters acted and how it corresponded to me and my channel. And whenever my channel gets involved, I get really emotional because I care a lot about the channel. I care a lot about doing this. It means so, so very much to me. And Undertale hit some of the points that I think about when it comes to the channel, especially with one particular character in one scene. But there were a lot of moments that were just pretty emotional for me throughout the channel, and I had a ton of fun with it, from the puns, all the ice puns that were in the game that I really took advantage of to have a lot of fun with it. I added in some sound effects to liven it up just a little bit. It was really a kind of an emotional roller coaster to play through, but it was really, really good. I could see the people that don't get the appeal of Undertale. In fact, just recently I had a commenter say, is it bad that I really didn't feel anything? And no, it's not, because I have a couple of friends, like really close friends, like friends here in town, that wouldn't get anything out of Undertale either. Yeah, it's not everybody's wired to get a lot from a game like Undertale. But I think the ride really is all that it's hyped up to be for those people that can get, really emotional about a game, about characters, that can really put themselves into the situation like I can. I really got a lot out of it. But if you don't, that's okay too. I just don't think it's right to bash Undertale if you don't get anything out of it. Like, those people I really haven't been... Not that I've had any on the channel, but I've just seen on, like, forums and things like that. They're just like, this game is dumb. I don't think it is. It just may not be for you, which there are lots of games that aren't for me that I really don't get that have huge followings. But that doesn't mean that it's dumb. So that's just my quick 2 cents. Speaking of 2 cents, I took 2 routes when playing Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones. I initially was just going to play 1 route, and that was Ephraim's route. But a whole bunch of people in comments, a handful, because sadly that's all that was commenting on Fire Emblem, were sad that I wasn't showing off both routes. And so I made the executive decision to actually play through both routes, which made the LP twice as long as I initially thought it was going to be, so it ended up being a really long Let's Play. But it was fun to go through Fire Emblem 8 again, which is the Sacred Stones, because my whole stance on Fire Emblem 8, and you can hear it throughout the Let's Play, and you should check it out, because a lot of people bash that game, say how terrible of a Fire Emblem it is. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. It's really not, and I think I show that off pretty well. Like, I find the game meh, kind of average when it comes to Fire Emblem games. Average to pretty good, but it's not terrible like everybody makes it out to be. And you can see that for yourself in that Let's Play. Remember when I said that I did a lot with the sidebars? Well, in the next Let's Play, I did do a lot with them, or tried to, and that was Earthbound, which was a crazy adventure. It was just as crazy as I remember from playing it way back when, and it was so much fun to play through Earthbound. And I did some things with the sidebars, especially during one really big power-up sequence. And it took a lot of editing for me to do that. It wasn't easy for me, just because I'm not super good at editing. My skills improve as I use them over time. But it really was a challenge for me, and I think I did really well, and it was a lot of fun to put that together. And I hope people enjoyed it. Nobody really talked about it, about what I did with the sidebars and the things that I put over there, which was disheartening. But I was really proud of it. And then I did another Shooting Star series, which was Super Mario Land 3, which is Wario Land. It was the start of the whole Wario series of games. And this time Starlight was along for the ride. So if you're a fan of Starlight, you really should check out Super Mario Land 3 in that Shooting Star series. It's a little longer than Super Mario Land 2, but it's a lot of fun. Like I said, I had a lot of fun editing in Starlight for that one. There were just a lot of funny moments and comments, and I really, really enjoyed that. And it was a good thing that I had that going on, because at the same time I started XCOM 2, which was day one. And I don't get to do that very often, just because I don't get to buy new games that often, sadly. Not AAA titles, because they're so expensive. But people loved XCOM. The people that were able to become soldiers in the first XCOM group really were on board, and they had a lot of fun with it. And so I decided to take Request for XCOM 2. And I thought, this is going to be great. And I still have that list right here. On my desk, right here. And put people into this new XCOM squad, and it's going to be so much fun. I'm going to play through it blind. I know nothing about XCOM 2 because I'm going to play it day one. Maybe a bunch of people will watch. This will be great and awesome. And sadly, it was the exact opposite. There were a ton of problems. If you don't know XCOM 2, when it first came out, it was beyond poorly optimized. Now, I don't have the best computer. My computer is really old at this point. It's years and years old, so it has a hard time playing the newest games, like, you know, AAA titles. I can't play them on this computer except at the lowest settings, and even then sometimes it chugs. But I looked at the minimum requirements for XCOM 2, and I reached those, and I had some of the recommended requirements as well. It's like, okay, I should be able to run this no problem, because I've run things on barely minimum requirements on this computer with little to no problems. But XCOM 2 was so poorly optimized. It had such a bad launch. There were tons of people asking for refunds, demanding answers. Like, it was just beyond poorly optimized. I wasn't the only one that had problems. There were a lot of people on forums, on channels that just had a ton of problems. And beyond that, the game was filled with bugs that people were showing off, just bug after bug. And not just, you know, like Skyrim, which has bugs, but most of them aren't game-breaking. There were just a lot of game-breaking flaws with XCOM 2. Which is really sad, because overall XCOM 2 is a good experience. It's a good strategic game. I really liked the ending to XCOM 2 that we got. But man, was it a struggle. It really was. And the sad part is, I actually played XCOM 2 really well, I think, which I didn't expect to happen. I expected tons of me screwing up in XCOM 2, but it really didn't happen that much. So check it out, but just be aware that I hate this as a Let's Player, because I always try my best, and hopefully all of you recognize this. I try my best to have really good quality videos. I really do. For those of you that don't think so, don't complain about that, because I really do try my best. You can complain about how it may look, but don't complain that I don't try to make it look good, because I really do. I stress over it. If something, you know, doesn't look quite right, or, you know, camera angles, or just the quality of the video, I am always stressing about it. Constantly. So, to have XCOM 2 just fail that much and worry that people in the future will look at my XCOM 2 play and be like, I can't watch this, it's garbage, and turn it off, is really, really saddening for me. But it's still there, and eventually, over time, a lot of the hiccups did get fixed, and I had to use some different editing techniques and recording techniques to put the videos together just because of how bad XCOM 2 was playing, which is it was just a mess. But I think XCOM 2 is a good game, but it had a horrible release, and I had to go through that. So all of this super enthusiasm that I had, and I didn't get as many of you into XCOM 2 anywhere near what I wanted to. And people didn't write stories because of everything that was going on, and it was, to me, it was just a disaster. And many of you may not look at it that way, and for those of you that did watch it and had a lot of fun, I am glad. It's also the first time that I've really used thumbnails. I put together thumbnails for XCOM 2. I was so excited. This was going to be a new launching off point for the channel. I really felt that way. I was so excited, so pumped. Not just for the game, but for everything it could mean to the channel. I put some thumbnails on this, which took me a long time to make. It may look simplistic for the XCOM 2 thumbnail, but because I don't do that, and this was the first time, and even now, it takes me a long time to put a thumbnail together because, again, I try to center everything correctly, and I think about even though I just put a little bit on the screen, think about where to place it, how big do I want it. I really do put a lot of thought into these, into everything I do on the channel. I put a lot of thought into it. It may not look like it a lot of the time. It may not feel like it a lot of the time, but behind the scenes, I do. I put a lot of thought into the channel, and I care about it so very much. Sadly, XCOM 2 just, it blew up in my face really bad, and it really made me angry. I was angry, I was upset, I was just frustrated with all of it because I had so high expectations, not just for it, but for what it could mean for the channel, and I was looking forward to everything it could bring, and it all fell flat. What didn't fall flat, though, was, and has been quite the journey, which is still going on today, and that is the Millennium series of games by Elderly Games, which is 5 chapters splitting up into 5 games. And right now we are on the 5th chapter at the time of this anniversary. And it will be wrapping up shortly, which will be the end of the journey. But we started with Maureen and her journey to basically change the world. And all the crazy antics going on with that. If you haven't checked out the Millennium series, it has been quite the ride, and I've made playlists for each chapter individually, and then I have a big playlist with the complete series, so you can watch what will end up being all 100 plus episodes of the Millennium series in just one go, and see how the games changed and evolved over time. Every game has some unique aspects, other than just getting more characters. Just the way the combat changes in some games due to items we get or due to restrictions. There's just so much that happens in each game. And the overarching story is really good. I really do recommend it. It's worth playing for yourself. There are tons of secrets that I missed during the Millennium series. But check it out for yourself. There's a lot there. And Maureen is a top-notch character. Let me tell you. She, at the end of all of it, well, you have to see just how high Maureen's standing is on my list of characters. But she is a great character that you should check out for yourself. We had I think this was another viewer's choice, which was BioShock 2. Yeah, because it was it or Dead Space 2. And BioShock 2 was chosen. I had a lot of problems with the first BioShock from recording, and I had some problems with BioShock 2 as well. But also trying to keep the conversation going during BioShock. I noticed that I was, with all the live action going on, first-person shooter, that I didn't talk a lot during some parts. I focused more on the game than I did on the commentary, which I do a lot, but I did it to the extreme on when it came to to BioShock. And so I tried to improve on that with BioShock 2. And you can see whether I did a good job with that or not. I like to think I did. After BioShock 2, I had the 50th Let's Play for the channel. Can you believe that? We've done 50 full-fledged Let's Plays. Long Let's Plays with the exception of Evoland, which would now be a Shooting Star series, but at the time it was a Let's Play. I've done 50 Let's Plays. It really hasn't felt like it. There's so many more games I want to play, I want to show off, I want to Let's Play for all of you. But we're at 50. We're over 50 now. We were at 50. And so I decided to play the hot new game that everybody was just really getting crazy about, and decided, you know what? I love these types of games. I'll play it. And that's Stardew Valley. I played a ton of Harvest Moon as a kid. And Rune Factory. I've recently gotten into the Rune Factory series and really getting into that. Recently, I mean like a year ago or so, but compared to Harvest Moon, which I have played way far back. You know, Super NES Harvest Moon. I've played a lot of the Harvest Moon games. And this reminded me of that. And it does have a lot of those elements with a lot more stuff added in too. It has been a blast playing through Stardew Valley. I don't always have a lot of stuff to say about Stardew Valley if you watch through the Let's Play. Because some days it's just, you know, hey, let's farm, and I really don't have anything to talk about. And Stardew Valley has become a place for me just to talk about things. A journal of sorts, which I make a journal entry as the description. I started doing that. But sometimes I talk about things that I really don't feel like talking about during other Let's Plays, because I like to focus so much on the game. Talk about some personal aspects of my life, some thoughts about the channel, maybe some problems I'm having with the Let's Play. It's just become the place I go to talk about things. And I don't do it often. I don't think I do anyway. But it is the place where I do actually talk about that kind of stuff, other than just the game. Which I do talk about the game a lot too, because it's a fantastic game. It's worth all the hype and all the praise it's gotten, and then some, in my opinion. I'm having a blast with Stardew Valley. It will be the longest Let's Play on the channel, because every episode is 1 day in Stardew Valley, and I'm playing until the story ends, which I've been told is 2 or 3 years in-game, which is 28 days a season. So it's going to at least be around 200 episodes. Minimum. So look forward to that. We're about halfway through Stardew Valley, I think, from where the episodes are. The first couple of days, I do a few days at a time, but then I start to do 1 episode a day. And so it is quite the journey in Stardew Valley. But I think people that are watching it are having a ton of fun, not just with the game, but some of the topics that I talk about, whether they're personal. Some of them get really personal, and one of them is not the happiest thing to talk about. But, and that was recently that I did that episode, but for the other 99.9%, I think we have a lot of fun in Stardew Valley. And I hope you all feel the same way about that. So that Let's Play is ongoing, and will be ongoing for a while. And depending on just how far I go with Stardew Valley, you could hear it next year on the channel. I don't think it'll be going on that long, because after kind of the main story ends, I don't know how much more I'm going to do with Stardew Valley. Even though there's constantly the creator, Concerned 8, developed by him. I don't know his real name. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. But anyway, the developer and creator of Stardew Valley, you are doing a fantastic job. And he wants to add a whole bunch of other stuff. So you could see a lot from Stardew Valley. You're going to see a lot from Stardew Valley anyway, but even more than I think. So look forward to that. It comes out daily. I put an episode of Stardew Valley out every day. And I hope you enjoy it. I really do. I hope you all are having fun. Those of you that are watching Stardew Valley, either whether it's for my kind of real talk parts that I have in there, whether I'm talking about the game, just experiencing things for the first time and getting, all of that excitement. It's, hope you all are having fun with that. Because I know I am. I'm loving Stardew Valley. I did another Shooting Star series, which was the third one, which was Gunstar Heroes. I played this a ton with my little brother, and we didn't play many games together, but we would play Gunstar Heroes together. It's a side-scroller shooter that was for the Genesis. Check that one out, because those episodes are pretty short for the most part, and it's a short series overall because it's a short game, but it is a lot of fun. It's an old Genesis game that really just captures the Sega Genesis to me. They had all these kind of crazy, just fun games. They just had all these fun games that were not the typical game. It's also done by Treasure, which is a fantastic company for games. They come out with some huge cult classics, and Gunstar Heroes was one of them. Say they're cult classics because not a lot of people know about them, but the people that know about Treasure games love love a lot of Treasure's games. Treasure's the company, and they made some crazy games. You're just wondering, what is this game? But you can't help but have a lot of fun with it, and Gunstar Heroes is one of those. Then we get to the Let's Plays that are currently going on right now. And one of them was Stardew Valley. But we have Go Home Dinosaurs, which just ended. I'm recording this a day early. Spoilers. But by the time this comes out, which will be tomorrow, Go Home Dinosaurs will be done. Will be over. And I hope all of you enjoyed Starlight's Barbecue and everything with that. It took me a lot of editing to get Go Home Dinosaurs done. And I've been working on it for a little while now. Editing in Starlight for those episodes, for those 12 episodes. And editing in... Just editing in Starlight is a huge undertaking for me, because it takes a lot of time. It's just really time consuming. But you all really enjoy that. So I am more than happy to do it. And I enjoy doing it as well. It takes a lot of time, but I really enjoy doing it. So that's finishing. We have Legend of Legaia going on right now. So that's a lot of fun. Jade Cocoon 2, which is transitioned over to streaming, which is something I do a lot now, is I stream, and it's a huge joy for me to be doing that. Those of you that have shown up, we don't have exactly huge crowds yet, but hopefully more of you will get the chance to show up to some of the streams. I know because of time differences that can be an issue. It can be hard to do that, but I'm hoping that the stream crowd continues to grow, and those of you that have been to the streams, we have a lot of fun there. I think you all would agree with that. We have a lot of fun. Jade Cocoon 2 has transitioned into that. I just stream it now. I stream it every Thursday from 2 p.m. Central Standard Time to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then I put those episodes up on YouTube as well. But if you want to catch it for the live stream, those are the times that I do that. On twitch.tv, just look for Cendril89. Again, from 2 p.m. Central Time to 5 p.m. Central Time. So that's what's happened to Jade Cocoon 2. And I think it works out better for that game, that instead of doing it as a Let's Play where I make videos, that I stream it. It fits the game better. I get maybe not more done, but I keep in like all the grinding and all the fighting, and it just fits the game better in my opinion. I did a first impression series, which is something I would like to do more of, and it was for Steel Rain, a shooter. I'd like to do more first impressions. We'll see where that goes. Go Home Dinosaurs, and yeah, that's what's going on right now. I stream on Thursdays. The other game I stream on Thursdays, after I get something to eat, after Jade Cocoon 2, is I stream Cook Serve Delicious. If you haven't checked that out, it is a super fun game, and hopefully you can make it to the live stream of it. I stream that from 6 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, CST. So check that out. I also post those videos on YouTube, and it's a lot of fun. I think we have a lot of fun with Cook Serve Delicious, and I tried to be very interactive with the audience when I stream. So check those out if you haven't. You can see the stream, kind of get an idea of how I approach the streams, how I talk to the audience, especially Cook Serve Delicious. We have a lot of fun there. So that's what's going on with the channel right now. And this is way longer than I thought it was going to be. Sorry. But I love doing this video. I love looking back. Now let's look forward to the channel. Of course, Breath of Fire 4 will be starting today. Look forward to that. I really enjoy it. Some people don't. And I'll be talking about it as we go through the game, of course. But look out for Breath of Fire 4. Look out for more streams and, more Cook Serve Delicious, things like that. Along with Breath of Fire 4, that's kind of taken the spot of Go Home Dinosaurs now that it's over. There are some other things that I want to do here soon. After Millennium 5 is done in the next several weeks, Millennium 5 will be done. Next couple of weeks. I'll be doing another indie RPG that I'm not going to say what it is, but the only hint that I've given so far is the same one I'll give you here, is that I have done a game by this company on the channel. And this game looks really good from the previews that I've seen so far. And I was given a Steam key by the developers, by the guys that did this game, and I was super excited for that. So I'm going to be playing that. And I can even tell you the Let's Play I'm going to do after that one. And it is called Data Hacker. And it's a trilogy of games. It reminds me of Dot Hack. Like the story of it, from what little I've seen of like the first game, it has like a Dot Hack feel to it. I don't know exactly how the game plays. I think it's like an RPG because it looks like an RPG Maker game. But that's from one of my subscriber, Solar Fun, who has been very gracious in giving me a lot of extra like Steam keys to games that he has. Just a whole bunch of small, like, pretty, just small, cheap indie RPGs, but that I might have fun with. And has been very gracious and very kind with that. So I want to thank him very much for doing that. And so I'd like to at least show off one of the games that he has sent. I've tried two of them. I think I've tried two of them, and didn't feel like I really wanted to Let's Play those. Just because some of the humor and stuff in it, I don't know, it just didn't. I didn't feel very good about Let's Playing them and just the combat system and things like that. But I do want to Let's Play this one and some of the other ones that he has sent as well. So over time, I'll end up going through those. And for all of you that have sent gifts, games, it doesn't happen very often. It's only happened a few times. But those of you that have, I can't thank you enough for helping me out that way. Like, it really does. It really means a lot to me. And thanks to Swift Mist for the, since I'm thanking people, for the Elgato capture device that I have now. That way I can stream PlayStation 4 games. Speaking of that, let's talk about some other things I'm going to be doing in the future. With that in particular. I'm trying to get the new Star Ocean game. Whether I end up getting that is still up in the air, but if I do, you can expect to see it on stream. I'll be streaming that. It'll be PlayStation 4 and I'll be streaming that, and hopefully I can get it to work right. Because the PlayStation still is, the PlayStation 4 streaming it doesn't work great all the time, and that may be just because of my slower internet speed, sadly, which may or may not be upgrading soon. We just have to see, because it's a struggle for your boy here to do things. It really is. And some of you have heard about that on the stream, like some of my struggles here. I really don't make hardly any money from doing this, but I love it so very much. That's why I'm always telling you to spread the word about the channel. Trying to grow the channel is such a huge thing for me right now. And whenever any of you, donate, whether it's through PayPal, whether it's through Patreon, and help me, every little bit matters, because it's a huge struggle for me right now from where the channel is right now, just because it's not big enough for me to do a lot of things, sadly. But enough about that. I will be saving up the money for Titanfall 2. I loved the first Titanfall. And now it's on PlayStation. So I can play it. And I can stream it. Whether the stream comes out good or not, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I will be trying really hard to stream Titanfall 2. And I think we'll have a blast with that. Like I said, I really enjoyed the first Titanfall. I am super excited for this one. So expect to see a lot of multiplayer there. As for the PlayStation 4 games I have right now, like Overwatch, I actually haven't gotten to play Overwatch lately. But I would like to stream more PlayStation 4. I haven't done that lately, just because Thursday has become the Jade Cocoon 2 and Cook Serve Delicious. I'm still trying to figure out exactly when I want to stream PlayStation 4 stuff. So keep an eye out for that in the next month or so, as things kind of settle down a little bit, because I'll be recording a ton of Legend of Legaia and Breath of Fire and the new RPG that's coming out. There's so much to do. But I do want to stream more, and I want to stream PlayStation 4. Yu-Gi-Oh!, which I have that Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game on there, which a lot of you really enjoyed seeing me play, so I definitely need to get back to that. And Overwatch. And some other stuff that I pick up from the PlayStation store at some point. Like some old PlayStation classics. Some other ones on there. Just doing more things on the PlayStation 4. I would like to do that. And the big thing, Final Fantasy VII, it's almost done. I promise you, it's almost done. We're right at the end. We just need to record a couple more episodes. I'm probably not going to show off everything, just because it's been so long. This whole series has been dragged out way more than I wanted to, just because of time and circumstances. So, and it's nobody's fault. It just ended up being that way. I have learned a ton about doing a co-commentary Let's Play from this experience, so anyone's in the future will be a ton better, I promise you. It really will be. But that's almost done. Like I said, I might not show off everything, just because I'm ready to put out these episodes and really get the ball rolling on that again. And I want to do another Final Fantasy game here soon, so I really want to finish 7, that way I can get to another Final Fantasy game, because I love the Final Fantasy games. It's such a staple RPG. And we play a lot of RPGs here on the channel, so I'd love to get to that. This has gone on for getting close to an hour, so good job me. It's about half an hour longer than I thought it was going to be, so sorry. Consider this a podcast. In fact, I may put that on the title, the fourth year anniversary podcast. And you can listen to it. Oh, you can just listen to it. You don't have to watch anything. You can do it while you're working or doing housework, or maybe some college summer classes or just summer classes. I don't know. But whatever you're doing, you can just listen to it as a podcast. I really hope all of you have enjoyed this just really short and, well, it's not short, sorry, but this look back on the Let's Plays and the past year and a few of the milestones that we did and just the Let's Plays that we did as well. There have been some ups and downs with them, some troubles recording them, but all in all, it has been, as usual, a joy and a privilege to be your Let's Player and to do the best that I can with what I've got. Thank you all very much for listening, and I hope you're excited about some of the things that I have planned in the future, and that's just a little bit. There will always be new games coming out, new opportunities that I'll have. Hopefully, new opportunities that I'll have to do things. There's so much that I have planned for the channel, and that's just a few things. So be excited. It's going to be, hopefully, a really good year for the channel. As always, try to spread the word about the channel. Let people know about the channel, whether it's through social media, whether it's through friends, coworkers, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Spread the word about the channel. Let people know about the channel. And hopefully we can help make this channel grow. And as it grows, I'll get a chance to do more things and have more opportunities, and I can make the channel even better. Not just for me, but much more importantly for all of you. The fantastic community I have. You all are great. Thank you always for supporting me, whether it's through your very generous donations, whether it's $1 or more, whether it's through your comments, your words of support, showing up to the streams these days, since streaming is a new thing, showing up to the streams and having a lot of fun there, and keeping a positive attitude, and just being very supportive in all shapes and manners, viewing, liking the videos, just all of the above. Thank you all so very much for all of that and more. I'll bring this to a close now by saying I hope that this year will bring just as much joy for you as last year did for the channel. I hope you had a lot of fun here, and I hope you continue to have a lot of fun and a lot of smiles and a lot of laughs on the channel, and that for those of you who really do like the positive message of the channel, I hope to keep that going with all of your help. Thank you all for everything. And enjoy Breath of Fire 4, which is probably up right now. Until the next channel anniversary, whatever Let's Play you watch, or if you get to go to a stream, I'm Cendril89. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.